If not, I'm going to tap into the text box's preview text input. And then I just put the implementation code for each situation there. And in fact, the loss focus one is exactly like the previous one. And the preview text input is a little different because we actually use the key that comes into the event args. Now, to use this behavior, it's a little different. We have to first of all use the System Windows Interactivity DLL. So there it is right there. So that's part of the Blend SDK. Then we have to import that as a namespace. In this case, I call it I. This is actually very common. All these namespaces that I'm using, it's kind of industry standard. So most people that use blend behaviors will use the letter I as the namespace. It stands for interactivity. Excuse me. I did this because I'm used to having a mic on my lapel here and covering it when I cough. You guys put it here. There's my text box, but instead of having an attached property right on the text box element, I got to put it in the behavior intersection. So you got to break the text box out, which is not that big a deal, just a little more XAML. And then there's two different types of blend interactions. There's behaviors and there's triggers. It's actually quite powerful. I'm doing behaviors in this talk. I'm not covering triggers, so I give it a behavior section. And then in here, I put my behavior. And as you can see, it's simply the behavior class as a tag now, with all the property settings that you want, and yes, they're bindable as well. So I can change it from key press to loss focus. I can enable it and disable it. I can add more functionality in the way of more properties. And the end result on this one, which I believe is set to key press,